Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Podcast Jukes. Woo! We are here, and I'm not solo. You can already see the title of what's going on. So let me bring in these brothers. What's happening? What's happening? Joining us today is the one and only Mr. Tony.
Wow.
I know he's.
Do we need to talk about that?
Yeah, because I don't look crazy. And first of all, this is no disrespect to Tony. Certainly no disrespect to Damon. But we're here joined by Damon. How are you today?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Shoot.
And we also have Mr. Big Sexy. He's in incognito today. His witness protection program outfit, I guess.
I guess. I mean, he got his shades on. I'm like, where's mine?
I got my Emperor Palpatine on today, man. That's what it is.
Okay. On the dark side.
Okay. On the dark side today.
On the dark side. Okay.
You on your Unabomber outfit.
Really? Come on, man.
I mean, if we're talking about it, you got a hoodie on. I mean, you know.
Let me say this.
I think it's quite distinguished.
This episode today, we're going back to when you was in school and you was in the lunchroom and you came out on the field or basketball court and there was ranking. We used to call it ranking.
Okay.
Capping. Shooting the dozens.
That's what
that
we were.
Energy, yeah, that energy is kind of alive today. So
okay.
It's jokes with love.
Now that you done laid that out there, don't come and sit at my table if we having lunch and you go to saying something and we go talking about each other now. Look here, don't take it personal. It's just the dozens.
Just business. That's it.
And so to go back to why did I say Tony earlier? So birthday recently, and Damon has sent me a text.
Yes,
beautiful text, man. Yes, showing me love, appreciation. And it was early. I'm trying to make up excuses. It was early in the morning on my side of the world. And I'm trying to get my daughter situated for school, blah, blah, blah. I'm making excuses. But there was no name on. I don't know. For some reason, it just came up with the number.
I'm confused. You don't have my number locked in your phone.
See, I do. That's the thing. I do have. I have your number.
Yeah, I'm with you, sexy. Look.
You say it don't make
sense. I want to say, but I know what's up. Yeah.
So it didn't have a name on there. And I'm reading it, and there was something that you had said that I don't know, for some reason I was thinking it was Tony, because I scrolled up, in the chat from other stuff, and I was like, oh, and I wasn't paying attention. So when I wrote my response back, I said I called Damon Tony.
Yeah.
And Tony, he said Damon hit me back and was like, look. So like maybe you ain't fully awake or something, my nigga, but that ain't it. Essentially, I felt so bad. I was like, Mom, my bad, man. Blah 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 blah. And I even called him back, and he didn't answer the phone. So I was thinking, I know he's hot. I was like,
I don't know. See, that's the delay thing you do to brothers when they get you. You know, you be like, that nigga think I am. Oh, hold on. You call. Now I'm looking at the phone. You know how the phone rings? You go, yeah. Hold on to that for a second, bro.
Yeah, he let me hold that. I was, damn. I know.
Then I hit you back.
He did later in the day. Now, first of all, I was low-key. I said, man, hopefully he don't go and do no video. Let me tell you about these ungrateful niggas. You know, I'm not gonna say no names.
Okay, so you were aware that I will go on and make something up, and okay. Just so you know, don't be tripping now.
So are we in the age of
my videos? Nothing personal.
Are we in the age, instead of the disc record, we have the disc podcast? Is that what we're doing now?
Hilarious. Well, what's with love? I'll just explain it. We just joking. But that's that. But I listen. man, I appreciate everything that you said. Just the fact that you reached out personally like that means a lot.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Thank you so
You know,
much.
I have number mad love for you, brother. We talked 4 years ago. I think it's been almost 4 years ago. 4 years ago when we did the first one. I still get people talking about that interview, man. You crazy. They're like, I ain't crazy. Well, I gotta be crazy because I say stuff. I don't understand.
Yeah,
you know,
4 years ago.
We just had a long conversation. It was just shooting the breeze, so to speak. We were just on the phone. So, it wasn't, it didn't feel like an interview. It was just more like we were just shooting questions and then I'm asking.
Conversation. Yeah, we just talking.
So it was cool.
Well, cool. So we are here today, and it was so funny because me and Big Sexy, I think it was last weekend, we had recorded a review of the Glam Slam show. Okay. And we were talking about what we were going to do next. And one of the things was like, it'd be cool if we could have Damon come on, like, and talk about it from his perspective. Like, how often do you, when the album comes out, you get to talk to somebody who was actually around and a part of these situations? You know what I'm saying? So it all just kind of worked.
Okay. Yeah.
With that said, man, how are you doing, Damon?
I'm good, man. This year has been kind of tough a little bit. The brother was working a job and got let go, and talked to my sister. She was like, "Boy, why don't you just go on ahead and retire?" I'm like, "Okay, I guess." So it took me a minute, but yeah, I've just been, at home, making do what it has to do, man, and dealing with life. You know what I mean? So, and a few things popped up this year that I've been talked to for a couple of years about doing, and I finally did. Jumped in there and started creating my little day wear stuff that I, put out here. So nice. Yeah, I'm trying to work on some things, man. It's slowly moving, but definitely headed in the direction I want to go for it. So,
Real quick, where can people get them hats? Those are tight, man.
Yeah. I'm actually just selling these, man. I actually made them up for the event that I did in Kentucky, Lexington, for Eric Rogers' Midwest Paisley party thing that he did, and he had me be the special guest there this year. So I had all these hats made up. So I ordered these hats. I was initially trying to get like a certain color, and when I saw the deal on them, I'm like, "Oh, okay, that's cool," and didn't pay attention to what all was there. And sorry about that.
My man got the Thieves in the Temple remix ringtone.
No Thieves in the Temple mix, man. No. And I winded up, ordering these hats and having some shirts made. The shirts were white with purple writing with my day wear brand across the front and the back. And the hats were multicolored. I had like every color you can think of under the rainbow. And so took them down there and made some sales, man, and had a great 3-day weekend. It was just packed, man. I was there for about a week, but it was just so much going on, stopping at record companies, talking to different people and, people that were fans of Prince. You know what I mean? It was like walk in this place and they go, "Wait a minute, you have somebody here from Prince's band?" And it was cool, man, because a lot of these people had never really been up here to Minnesota. Only seen Prince on video or heard his music and that stuff, and maybe seen a poster or something, you know what I mean? And it was really nice to go down and be around a bunch of people that didn't really, get a chance to come up here and be involved in the whole celebration thing and all that. So Eric's thing that he does down there is absolutely amazing, man. And he puts in a, great work to make that thing happen. It's like, you get an opportunity to sit down and just be real up close and personal with some of the people. And that's what I think I got out of it, was that it was intimate. Wasn't like, thousands of people and that kind of thing. It was, 50, 60 people, give or take here and there on certain events. And then the dance class, it was nice, man. It was nice.
Hold on. You did a dance class?
Yeah, I actually put together a dance routine to a song called Sex Me, Baby, Sex Me Not.
What?
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
So I gotta get this.
Yeah. Oh,
you gotta teach me some steps.
Yeah. So listen, the class were cool. So when Ed let me listen to 2 or 3 of the songs that he was talking about using for it, that was the one that I had never heard. And he goes, "Man, you ain't never heard that?" I'm like, "Listen, bro, just because you there don't mean you hear everything. Come on now." there's some stuff I mean, there's maybe some of the other guys, that played music on, they probably heard all these things, but me being a choreographer, me being someone that just hear the music after they get it done and then want you to put something together for it. No, I'd never heard the song, so put together a dance routine and taught it to this class. Now, mind you, there was probably 5 people out of a class of maybe 40.
Okay.
That actually picked it up and was getting it. And then the other half was just like, hey, I'm just dancing. I threw names on certain steps. And it was funny because I'm calling certain things. Like I had this thing I called a cleave when I go over my head. And then I said sexy was the 4 corners, was a thing called sexy. Look, the people that was doing the sexy, they was actually like they was in a bedroom. I'm going, hold on. I did not ask y'all to put no hips and all that gyro in it. 4 corners. Y'all remember the 4 corners, right? 4 corners dance? Yeah. It turned into something else.
Hilarious.
But it was cool. It was fun, and everybody enjoyed themselves, man. And all the people that showed up for that thing, I'm real grateful that they showed up and they actually had a good time. And people were buying merch, pictures. I actually also had a little CD of a song that I did back in the day, way after I left Prince. After we got out of the band, I actually did a little single thing with this guy and had that for sale at the party, and people were buying that. So
where can we hear this? I didn't know you did this.
Look, it's a whole bunch of people that ain't heard it. Well, now people that bought it at the at the thing, they've heard it, but nobody's really ever heard it. And it's funny because the guy, Eric, asked me, he said, so wait, you did this after you left Prince? I was like, yeah. And he goes, well, who's all on the song, on the album or on the single? I said, just me. I did all the vocals myself. The guy, his name is Ben Obi, who wrote the music. And I went in the studio with this dude and he asked me who was going to come in and help do some of the vocals. I was like, I ain't got no friends like that. I'm going to do it all myself.
You rapping, singing? What would you?
Just singing.
Oh, I need to hear this.
Oh, it's like a little ballad. Song is called "Touch Me All Over."
Lord. Okay, Damon.
So
you said it's a little ballad.
You know what?
Me all over.
What I'll do is I can get a copy. I got copies, so I'll get one. He's talking about Mr. Touch Me All Over. I'm down, bruh. Look, the song actually came up in a movie theater, so that's where the idea came up. Be in the movie theater watching something like touch me all over, touch me all over.
Oh,
yeah, that sounds like it might be good.
So you was on your Alexander O'Neal?
So to speak, yeah. Did the lead and background vocals myself, man, and yeah.
How it go, Damon? How's it go?
It was cool. I mean,
I don't know.
You want me to sing some of it? Oh no. Now you want me to sing some, bro. You look at Hold on a second. I'll tell you what. I do you one better.
I know you was an R&B crooner.
Hold on. I gotta
world exclusive.
Well, anyway, but I got it somewhere, man. I just don't have a copy of it sitting with me.
Yeah,
I don't necessarily have it right by.
But some people have bought this from the event.
Huh?
Some people, but you actually were selling the single at the event. That's dope, man.
Yeah. It was enlightening. A lot of people were just kind of like surprised because they had never heard it and was just kind of like, oh my God. So, it was cool for me because nobody had ever heard it. So it's something different that I was doing. And back then, it was like, I don't know, 2000 or so. Wow. 1999, 2000 is when I did it.
Wow. Okay.
And I kept that thing on the wrap all this time. So,
Incredible. Yeah, I had no idea. Like I assumed maybe you was rapping or something. He said, "Nah, I'm singing."
No, I'm singing, man. Anyway, look, I don't get too many opportunities, as you know.
Here you go.
Look, ain't nobody trying to have that. They're gonna let Damon rap. What? But the only thing he rapping is a present, ain't it? So.
Wow.
You can show rap them presents real nice.
Oh, okay. Listen. First of all, but I was gonna say salute to Eric and his lovely wife. Good people. And it's dope that they put this event on and spotlighted you. I was gonna ask you, like, thinking back all those days when you guys were really just starting out and doing your thing, did you ever think, like, I don't know, 30 years later, there would be an event and I would be like the person, you know what I'm saying? Like,
in my wildest dream, brother, that was, I didn't even think that up until the day he asked me. So that was like, if I'd have been back then, my mind was more on us trying to make something happen, me, Tony, and Kurt. And, we had the little band thing we did called MPLS, which was basically the night Prince kind of came to the show and was like, man, I need y'all to come out to Paisley and do some more stuff. Well, we had already been around you, nigga, from 1984, and you just not coming to say something to us? Like, okay, yeah, but that was back then. My mind was on us trying to make it as a band or whatever way we could get into any kind of music stuff. Because, Kurt was great as a producer and drummer and, performer, and Tony playing guitar, writing lyrics and stuff. And me just being the energizing guy on the stage, still wasn't a lot of opportunities for me to display any singing stuff because, the first thing they want me to do is sing Bobby Brown.
Like what? Why did they say that? Like,
I don't know. I just wasn't, the Bobby Brown thing. You do Bobby Brown, bro? I'm like, yeah, okay. But we were doing top 40 music back then. You know what I mean? So
what Bobby songs you do?
Exactly. My prerogative, whatever. So, so it was, if I was looking back then and thinking where I'd be right now, no, there's no way I'd have thought somebody wanted me to come be a headliner at an event and be all this stuff. And as far as choreography goes and putting together a dance routine, yeah, I can see that. Somebody saying, hey, can you come teach a dance class? But other than that, no, I'd have never thought 30 years ago now to come look at it now, like, no, I wouldn't have thought this at all. And to see where everybody is on this Diamond and Pearl thing, man, is just crazy. The reactions being got from it. I haven't seen. Only thing I've seen is like 2 years ago when we did the celebration, and we did it on the big screen.
Yeah.
Performed on stage. I just saw the footage that we were rehearsing to, that we were, kind of trying to sync up what we were doing on there with this, and before we did it. And that was the first time I've seen that rehearsal, that actual show. And I'm going, my God, I was like, and, sitting down with Kirk and we were talking like, so we're not going to do a lot of this. So you're a little old now. And most of them steps is going to be calmed down. So, but here I am still able to dance. I'm like, so we ain't going to do something. We're going to do some of it, right? Because I'm ready to move, so that was the first time seeing that. So from what I'm hearing, it's I guess the Blu-ray digital stuff is super clear and it looks really, really good. I don't know. I mean, I'd love to see it.
I want to keep it positive, but come on now. There's really no way if this person is a part of this situation, he need to have the disc just on GP.
Well, hey,
on him.
The powers that be got their hands on it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who that is, but they'll. I'm sure the ones that are more essential to that thing probably got a copy or getting a copy.
I got you.
You know what I mean? The guys that probably played and made money on it or whatever by helping co-writing that stuff. I'm sure they probably gonna get something. Get the disc or whatever, and that's cool. Whatever it is. I'm sure somewhere down the line I'll get a chance to see it.
Man, I hear you.
No, that ain't cool. No, that ain't cool. You're in this, man.
You're not trying to burn bridges.
It's cool. It's all cool, bro. I mean, what you gonna do?
For a fan's perspective, just to keep it a buck, it ain't cool. But I understand, like, just for the love of it, business aside, y'all. Yeah, you're supposed to do the right thing. It's like to me like when they had Stan Lee and Spider-Man. Like he created Spider-Man, but of course they don't went somewhere else and they make movies. They make a point to have him have a little cameo just to show the love. To like we appreciate what you did, bro. Like,
Yeah.
but I understand. I'm not.
Yeah. Well, I made cameos in the on it from what I see. I'm in there dancing, sweating like a little twig pig. Like, who is that little skinny brother, man, with the little chip bird chest up there doing all that dance?
But you're just doing your thing, man. Like,
Look,
I hope you do get to see it and see it in your for yourself, because yeah, it's beautiful, man. Like all of y'all was killing it. It looks great. The performance was exceptional, and all of y'all got to shine on that, man. And you was right up there. I was doing the dances. Prince would jump in and do the dances with. Let's get into this. I wanted to ask you this. So there's a lot of times when you watch these things, and you. Damon and Kurt, y'all be doing your thing, super choreographed, and Prince will be like singing or something, and you can kind of see you guys sort of behind, and then he'll just seem like flawlessly just jump right in step with whatever y'all is doing. It'd be some move, gigging, and then he jump out. I mean, so it's obvious looking at it, but to hear your perspective, like how were you? I guess he just super knew all of your guys' steps and was a part of that, or how?
You know what? When we rehearse quite a few hours, and a lot of times when we would get the music, he'd get us a cassette and we go to another room and put it together. So then when we came in there and they, our band's playing the music, he already knows this stuff, the music wise. So it ain't like he's got to learn the music. He's more so watching what we doing, and he's picking out where he can jump in and jump out at. So for him, I can tell you this. The brother paid attention and he picked up stuff pretty quick. And he picked it up to an extent that if we're doing something and we change something, he'll notice it and turn around and go, is that what y'all did just the last time? And like, don't change the move because I was working on that. You know what I mean? Type thing, so he paid attention and he would learn the steps. And it was, for me, watching and paying attention to him doing, I'm going, damn, this dude's picking this stuff up like it, because we spent hours trying to put together the whole set. Now you're talking a 2-hour and 40-minute show.
Okay.
And then some more songs that may or may not be put in the set when he calls it. You know what I mean? So for him to pick up stuff that he was picking up, dude, it is incredible. I commend the brother for picking up half the stuff he does, because he was, you got to remember, this is the chef in the kitchen, and then you got all these people prepping the food for you, and he wants to make sure you chopping up this right, and you stirring this up over here and stuff. So he paid attention, and he was. I got to give it to him. I mean, I watched dance stuff that he did with other guys and some of the other band stuff, and we're the only band he actually did a lot of dancing with. Everything else was just him up front doing solo stuff. But when we got in the band and he started doing all this dance stuff, it was like, this dude really want to pick up stuff. But now, the things he wanted to add, like the splits, like, bro, we 6'3" and 6'4" and 6 foot doing splits. That's a long way down. But hey, he's gonna do it because he gonna do it. Wow. It was amazing to watch him pick up stuff and how he went about learning all the dance stuff, because he watched and then he would come up and jump in, and we'd go over stuff quite a few times. When you do it 2 or 3 times, you're going to pick it up. It starts to become repertory for you. So you just kind of keep on going. So, yeah, it was amazing to watch this guy pick up some of the dance stuff. So, because we did a lot of stuff, diving and,
yeah. Again, I'm not gonna preface it. Have you seen like there's some memes and video clips of some of the moves that y'all do, like the pumping, the humping and the pumping?
Yeah.
Who came up with those? That's what I always wanted to know.
That's all us.
Okay.
That's all us, man.
That was just the style.
We choreographed every routine we put together for whatever song was me, Tony, and Kurt putting together dance routine.
Wow.
You know, the stuff that he did for himself. Now, this one dance, the Horny Pony. You ever heard him talk about that? Well, that was his. That was his. Okay, none of us would have thought of a horny pony. that was his dance. So, but we did it.
And he like showed y'all. Do you remember like when he first was like, okay, I want to show y'all this thing? Like,
yeah, well, the Horny Pony. That was one of the songs that he, you know, when he did that dance, we were like, oh, okay, all right, yeah, okay. So now, of course, you know, he do the motherfucker and it's really sexy. We doing it, we look like big brothers trying to horny pony. We're trying to make it look a little masculine. You know, he didn't really try to tell us what kind of dance moves or show us a whole bunch of different dance moves. He was more wanting to see what we did and jump in on that stuff. So
I'm just curious, from your vantage point, when you guys are rehearsing and doing these, and I imagine there are different levels of rehearsal. There's probably a dress rehearsal and then a rehearsal with maybe the effects and things like that. Like, how many people, and we just see little glimpses and pieces of these rehearsals on video sometimes, but we never see the other side of the camera not facing outward. Would there be a lot of people working around you guys, like technicians or things?
Well, yeah, when we're doing, especially when it was tour rehearsal, you had the full stage set up. You had all the techs there, the guitar tech, bass tech, drum tech, keyboard tech, lighting guy, sound guy. And, you know, and then there were, you know, every once in a while, some of the wardrobe people would come in and so they can watch and see what's going on. And, you know, and like I said, he's still orchestrating everything. So everybody in the room was paying attention to him. You know what I mean? So from the stage point of view, looking out to where everybody was, it was just all the stage hands, you know, all the technicians, you name it. They're there every day. As long as you're there, they're there. And when you're not there, they're there. So they were always around 24/7. You know what I mean? It's like rehearsals start at 1, we might get done at 7 or 8 at night. And they're there maybe an hour or two beforehand to get things rolling. You know, get it set up and make sure everything to his liking. And then when we're finishing, you know, and I mean, even back then, he videotaped rehearsals.
Okay, interesting.
Every rehearsal.
Interesting. Okay.
He videotaped so he can go back and look at everything and see what everybody's doing. And I think that was another way he was watching the choreography that we were doing, is that he would watch. Once he had it recorded, he'd go back, and this is where it said, you know, people always talk about, you know, well, when did he sleep? That's a good question. When did he sleep? Because he was paying attention to everything, and he videotaped so he could go in private and watch what he wanted to watch of it, and then come back, and he might tell you something you may have just, oh, when you guys were doing this routine, you looked like you were doing something different. You guys got to make sure you're, you know, he would critique everybody. So
how was his critiques? Were there just different types for different days, or was it?
It was, you know, I mean, it depended on the day and depending on what the song was and depending on what you were doing. You know, he critiqued, you know, everything. He kind of, you know, he had his hand on everything. He paid attention to everything that, you know, you were doing. That drummer, bass player, guitar player, keyboard players, you know, the lighting guy. If the lighting guy was doing something, he'd be like, okay, so I didn't like that right there. You know, whatever. He critiqued everything. I mean, I can remember doing a show where I was kind of dancing by myself in this on the little stage right behind him where he was in front, and I changed the move, and he turned around and sung a line that he sung twice. And then after the show, he goes, hey, did you know that I sung that twice? And I go, yeah, I noticed that you did that. What's going on? I mean, you know, he's like, because you changed the move. So I'm dancing by myself. So yeah, I did change the move. He said, don't do that. I was like, okay. He's like, well, when you did that, I was thinking I was still on the same line. And I'm like, but you're blaming me for your jack up. Okay. Gotcha.
And you didn't have that sassiness when you was talking to him, did you?
Oh, yeah, I did.
Oh, really? Okay.
Look here, man. Look. What you see is what you get. Okay. I ain't gonna look at what am I supposed to be like? Scared to say what I'm gonna say? Like, look.
Yes, sir, boss. Right away, Princess.
You changed the step. I was like, yeah. And he said, so did you notice I sung that twice? I'm like, yeah, I noticed you sung that twice. What's up with that? He goes, it's because you changed your dance step. I'm like, oh, so you watching me to know where you needed to be the next time? I was like, yeah. I said, oh, true that. I said, well, I guess I'll just go back to doing that move or whatever. And he's like, yeah, don't do that. And I'm like, okay. I said, well, I think maybe you should start paying attention to what you singing there, bro. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't have, listen, our relationship was a little different. You know what I mean? I can admit that there was times I say stuff and he'd do that. You ever see them memes where he
that look?
Yeah, I got quite a few of those. That look like, don't say that shit to Damon no more.
I get it.
It's what it is, man. I mean, don't get me wrong. He'll check you in a heartbeat. Like I said, he checked me about the step, and I was like, I didn't get docked that night, but I did get checked.
Did you ever get docked before?
Yeah, I've gotten docked for a few things.
Oh?
Well, okay, so it wasn't from talking back, stuff like that, but got docked for, me, Tony, and Kurt got docked for, coming out in different stuff that we weren't supposed to have on. Like he had already picked out your wardrobe, what you're wearing for that show, and we came out. Matter of fact, it was in Toronto, and we went and got some Toronto Maple Leaf jerseys, and we came out in those, and the crowd went nuts. They was, ah! And he's like, what's wrong with these niggas? I can't believe these motherfuckers came out here on no stage. And then and I think he said something on the mic like, so got my crowd all hyped again. Like he said, got my lady all hyped again. And we were like, oh, okay. And then we came off the stage and he's like, where'd you guys get those? We were like, oh, we had, the people that put on, they brought us a jersey. Looked over at the bodyguard, Doc, Damon, Tony, and Kurt. We like,
hey.
Hit him in the wallet.
Okay. And I think we were in Detroit and we came out in some jackets. There was a guy named Rico he was great at airbrushing and making images. So he took and put our pictures on the back of these blue jean jackets. They would fire. And we came out on stage and then they were like, where's mine? We're like, oh, we didn't know you wanted to wear one. Look, I'm gonna just say this. We got docked again for not getting him a jacket. So yeah, there was some time we were getting docked for things that we thought we were enhancing the show.
Right.
But yeah, he wasn't feeling that.
And I don't know if you want to say like when you say getting docked, like how much is getting docked? Like what's that?
It could be anywhere from $50 to $200. Or if he's mad, he'd be like, well, dock you, $500, whatever. But
did you guys ever be like,
well, I mean, the time that he docked us for the shirts and the jacket, we're like, come on, man, for real? God. Yeah. But what you gonna do? He got control of your money. He wasn't paying you. That's just like you working a regular job. If you come there late, I guess that's your $20.15 that you wasn't gonna get.
Why you say $20.15?
I'm just saying for your job that regular job.
I was making good money, I imagine.
No.
I don't know. Say less. I don't want to start no man.
Shoot.
Well, I can only imagine being friends with somebody like that and such a high level of what you guys were doing, performing that type of level. That's why.
Yeah.
How long that rehearsal period, do you remember like how long that lasted?
Yeah. I mean, if we were just rehearsing every day, just to learn music stuff, that just went on until you got ready to go on tour. So usually tour rehearsal probably lasts about a month. about a month, maybe a month and a half, depending on how far out it is and new material and whatever was going to be being used for that show. And trust me, I have to give it to the band, man. All of them guys, Sonny, Levi, Michael, Tommy, Rosie, these guys, man, had to learn music, even if it wasn't in the set list. It was just music they had to learn just in case we were, and it happened on the road doing a show, and he comes in, we're getting ready to do the prayer, and he says, oh, so-and-so and so is out, we're going to do this song, and even at sound check, he would change, like might say, this is the set, but he might get to feeling something different in sound check and just change what was going to be where. It might take out Willing and Able and put something else there. You know what I mean? That's just how he was. So you had to pay attention. And choreography-wise, we already had stuff that we were trying to do for all the songs. Because, of course, just like the band, we got to rehearse these songs that may not never make it to the set. But if they do, you better start going to your backlog and remember that, that choreography for it.
Wow. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So I don't even think of that. But just the same way those musicians got to know all those songs and play those parts, you guys got to know all the specific dance moves and timings for each song.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. And there might have been a couple of times where he may have caught us off guard, but we were going off of what we remembered. And then it'd just be like, I don't want to say a free for all, but it was like more like one person would start a dance and then we jump in with that and we do it for a section of 4 each move. We'd do 4 of them, and then the next person would jump and do something, then he'd jump in. So it was, there was a time or two where we was like, all right, kind of like, we're going to just throw this in here. Now you're just out there hitting something, and then the other person jump in, and you keep it going till everybody gets in like a chain, and just kind of keep it rolling. But most of the time, yeah, you had to remember a lot of stuff, a lot of dance routines. I mean, there was times when you be doing some of the shows that you do, dude, go home and you be sleeping in bed, and your girl's like, you're kicking me. In your sleep. And they be all the time, all the time doing all that. So it's like your mind was always thinking.
Okay.
Your mind was always going.
Man, it's good to hear this and watching the stuff that has been released now, having some context to what it took to put on a show like that. Do you remember that Glam Slam show that has been released? Do you remember performing that?
Yeah, I remember the show, and I remember, when they talked about us doing that, I remember them. It wasn't like it was planned. It was like a last minute thing, and he was like, "Hey, we're doing Glam Slam tonight.
Oh, wow.
And we're gonna do the show. We're gonna, do the tour. There's gonna be a rehearsal, but it's live and the music, everything is, we're like, oh, okay. And when he put that out, it was like, it was no time. Everybody was, they found out that people were buying tickets and was gonna show up, and that place was packed.
Wow. Will you guys have opportunities to have like your family or friends come to those as well? Or?
Yeah. So there was, we got, there was your family if you wanted certain ones to come or whatever, but it was, it was generally sold out to the public. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And family and friends that found out, if you could get there and get a ticket, yeah. But if you had a spouse or you had, somebody you wanted to be there, they give you a little guest list. You can get, maybe 1 or 2 people. But since it was here in Minnesota, it was like, everybody in your family was trying to be, oh, I want to come down. It's like, look, I ain't got 40 tickets. Okay.
You sneak us in the back. Come on, Damon.
Look, I just got 2.
Oh, you're all uppity now. You like,
mm-hmm. Oh yeah, you're getting that, right? Oh man, look, you could have got me a ticket.
I bet. God, that's interesting, man. Well, a couple things, and Big Sexy, if you have something you want to,
yeah, he just laid back and cool down there. Look at it.
Well, I got a question, Damon.
Get my stuff back on because he incognito.
When you did the Glam Slam show, was that kind of like along the lines of when you guys would do like an after show somewhere? It's just
Yeah,
like put together
basically
and
what there was, that Glam Slam was what we was taking on the road. Give or take a few things and tightening up a few things. So, you know, of course, when we did the Glam Slam thing, we didn't have Diamond and Pearl them yet. The two girls, the two twins weren't there yet. So it was just, like I said, it was a rehearsal to prep us for, you know, going on the road. So
was the stage, did it seem small to you guys?
It was, especially with, you know, I mean, you got two keyboard players, bass, guitar, drums, percussion sets set up there. And then our setup there was a lot on the stage. So of course, you know, Prince being who he is, improvising and going and get on the bar and do some of his stuff over there. So, you know, yeah, Glam Slam stage is pretty decent size, but not real big, not like super big. You know what I mean? It's not like the stage we used on the road. No.
Okay. You brought up the bar. Do you remember how you guys, in the moment when you saw him do that, anything?
Yeah, you know, he just darted, dude. He was on stage 1 second, and we was over there looking around. Like, he looked up, and he's like, over here, and like, oh, this dude just. I mean, he was hyper like that. I'm gonna go get up on the stage. I'm going up on the bar now. Like, oh, and you're looking over here doing your thing, and he's across the way. It's like, oh boy, this dude, you know. But yeah, I mean, he was like that even when we wasn't in a bar like that. You know what I mean? He was just like be one side, and next thing you know, he's on the other side running across that joker. And we had a pretty big stage.
Wow. Can you speak to, you know, something as I've been watching these shows on video and in person for years, but I would love to hear your opinion on what it's like to be in the band. And it seems like you guys have to keep your eye on Prince because he could change something or do something.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, what is that like, man? Because it seems like, especially when the lights are changing and he's moving around, is it hard to sometimes to make sure you are following him and keeping your eye on him?
Yeah. I mean, for me, it was like, you know, you gotta, if you're not paying attention, dude, because he'll change the song up on you or changing something he's doing. But it was just certain things he would do that you'd be paying attention to. So you're watching him from behind. It could be him throwing an arm down, you know, going from here to here, you know, or he could slam and do his mic to the sway or something, and that's another cue. It's like the cues would come out of nowhere. So you had to be paying attention. So when you're doing a show, as much as you want to be going through, you know, doing a lot of stuff, you definitely had your eye on him while you're doing the show. You know, of course, you're, you know, trying to bring that energy, but you're paying attention because you don't know what he's finna do.
Wow. And in the rehearsal process, is that the cues and all of that, is that like thoroughly explained? And if I do my arm like this, you know, it's
right. Exactly. In rehearsal, you're paying attention the same way you would if you was on stage, live show, you know, because in the rehearsal, he basically, you know, honing everybody to what needs to be done, how this is supposed to be played, what this is going to be done right here. I mean, and that was one of the things that made him start giving us a cassette was, you know, they'd stop and he'd talk about certain things that was going to happen here, and this is what should happen here. And we'd be like, can we get a copy of the tape, dude, so we can go put this together? And he would oblige and give us a copy of the tape, so we go to another room and rehearse the songs. And then by the time we come back, they done got through a few songs, and we'll go through the beginning. So that was a good thing about him, that he would give us a cassette that we can go, you know, work on the routine. You know what I mean? So we didn't have to stop, wait for them to figure out, you know, get the whole idea down. And we're sitting over there getting cold, because basically when you're dancing, you're getting cold. It's like, okay, bro, y'all got that yet? We had to go in here. So he was good about giving us a cassette to go learn it and then come back, you know.
Let me ask you this. Go ahead, Mike.
You got.
Okay. Let me ask you this, Damon. Talking about that time, the Diamonds and Pearls time, and all that. There was the Diamonds and Pearls long form video with "Call the Law." That's my jam. And
Yes,
these other
sir.
things on it, you guys are chilling by the pool, got the cars out,
Yeah.
roller skating. How did that come about? Did he just call up one day and say, you know what, we're going to shoot something, and boom?
Yeah.
Or did he
So
plan it out?
Call to Law was, and I believe Tony was in charge of putting that together. And so Tony had got everything set up, and we shot that at a house somewhere in Eden Prairie. Undisclosed area, got somebody's house, rented it out for that night or whatever. And we shot that thing there while Prince and the band was at the studio.
Oh.
So if you look at Call to Law, it shows me, Tony, and Kirk at the party, at the house party. And they clipped to Prince doing his part at the studio. So now Gangsta Glam was one of those, we got the rehearsal that day, and he's like, hey, we're going to shoot the video today. It's like, oh, okay. And that was all spontaneous. There was we didn't have anything. It wasn't like we had that already planned at all.
Wow.
All of that, everything in that video was, he said we shot a scene up in his office. We did the whole scene where we're up there in the office, Gangsta Glam, we're walking around, and then we're outside, and he's like, hey, we're going to go rollerblading. Well, okay, so my butt, I ain't no rollerblading. I'm sorry, excuse me, there ain't no kids watching this, right?
No, you good.
I ain't no rollerblading ass nigga. Okay, I ain't played hockey a day in my life. Okay, and rollerblading wasn't it. Now roller skates is a little different because you got four. You got four blades in the middle of your foot. That ain't. And I had just had surgery on my knee too, so I was kind of timid to trying to. So if you look at that video, I'm timid in hell trying to roller skate with some rollerblades. Now he the only one got real roller skates on. So we shot the scene in his office, and then the outside stuff. He's like, we're gonna rollerblade, we're gonna do this. Oh, okay, shoot. All right. And then next thing you know, we got into the evening and we went downtown. And yeah, the downtown thing was, I just was like, bruh, you fondling that girl.
Hilarious.
You got all that. And I don't know what you were doing, but it's like you juggling her. And yeah, that was, and by the way, that was in front of an old strip club downtown. So
always a plus.
Always on some real gangsters. I guess y'all was really
right. So I guess that pipe fit what he was trying to do. I guess I don't know.
Did you know like
separate?
Did you know like what this song was for? Was it gonna be? What did you think this was for?
At the time, it was just Gangsta Glam. It was like boy, we done to get funkier than a sack of granddaddy. We like, okay, that was one of the sayings we was talking crazy back then. So we getting ready to get funkier than a sack of granddaddies. So
Did you? I mean, well, was there the thought that you guys were going to have an album or something? Like, what would you think in shooting a video for? That's why I was trying. What you guys thought was this?
I didn't really question it. It's like, we shooting a video. Okay, what's it for? We're doing Gangsta Glam. All right. Just here we go. Let's do it. And then they tell you what you were going to do, or go to wardrobe, get your little clothes, come outside, and getting ready to do this and that. And yeah, it was like an all day thing too. That video actually was shot all day. All day.
Wow. Same with Call to Law. Did you guys think that was?
Well, Call to Law was on the
Call to Law. It was going to be your own album, you guys.
Right. Well, we I think during that time we were trying to get the Goldnick album complete. So there was a lot of songs that were being tracks that were being used for that. So it was like. But you didn't know if it was going to be used on that or was we going to use it when we went out on the road, which winded up being stuff we used on the road. All that stuff was played in concert. And, a lot of times, I mean, for me, being just the dancer and choreography type stuff, I never knew what was really going to happen. I just knew that if they played a song, you better learn that choreography and get it out here so we can start doing it. Now, the other guys, like I said, if you're going to talk about, knowing the music, if you knew they were going to do it, they played all the music All of them guys was in the studio most of the time. I mean, I got a chance to do some chants here and there, but nothing where I was playing anything where I could know what song was going to be used for what. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And there was a lot of music being played back then. A lot of music.
I bet. Wow.
Even recording when we were going to other places, other countries, there was times, certain brothers were getting called to go to the studio creating the music. You know what I mean? So
you said you did some chants. That was about it.
But like some of the stuff in Gangsta Glam,
What's that one? Do your
Talk
dance.
to the people of MPLS. Stuff like that.
Oh, okay. Yes, exactly. All of those. Yes.
Got it. Any favorites of music or songs from that period?
I don't know. I like Love to the Nines. I love that. For me, that was a smooth song. I like. Oh my God, Call the Law was just funky to me. That was like seriously funky as hell. So, I like songs that were going to make me dance. So,
okay.
And they remind you of that old school funk. You know what I mean? Parliament Funkadelic type stuff. So, anytime they were playing that kind of stuff, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Which brings me to another thing. I'm curious. I don't know if I asked you about it before. Were you aware of how some fans had a sort of opinion about the song Jughead?
Jughead.
Jughead. So it was a lot of people, there was so many people that was talking about it, just him letting rap be a part of his stuff. Which for us being there was like, I didn't really see anything because, hell, Prince was trying to rap on stuff before Tony even got there.
Right.
The Black Album. You think about the stuff that he was already doing before then. So when Tony got there, it just brought it more to the stage and more up front. You know what I mean? So, of course, we heard, people, some of the fans, and, I don't think he should be doing rap. And and the rap community was kind of a little leery about what he was doing too. You know what I mean? So, but Tony held it down. Tony, he put that in front of him and Tony ran with it. He made it work. He made it fit for whatever song that Prince wanted him to be on, whether it Willing and Able, Gangsta Glam, all that stuff. It's like, and Tony always had a pen and a paper with him in a notepad, always. You know what I mean? So, you're aware of what the fans might be thinking or feeling about it or whatever, but it's like you can't put your mind on that and be like, yeah, man, I don't think we ought to be, So at the end of the day, this is Prince's stuff. At the end of the day, it's what he gonna put out there. At the end of the day, it's what matters to him, not the fans are, they're gonna like it, and it might take you 30 years, and you hear it now and go, man, that was bumping there. Y'all didn't think so.
Talking, I was kind of low key hating a little bit on.
Look, see.
I wasn't ready to accept it.
You wasn't ready to accept that whole rap thing and Prince's whole thing and the whole, But hey, we kind of warmed up to it, didn't you?
Hey, I see the vision. I when I listened to the live thing, I was like, oh, this is what they was. I was like, this is the deal. I was like, okay. And I think that was my biggest thing with this is it was a little hard. It was just jarring. Maybe I should say that back then, just because I wasn't used to hearing Prince with that.
Yeah.
But I wish we had saw that concert back then, because I think I would have looked at all of this totally. I would have been like, yo.
Yeah.
This is the next level. Like, So that's the thing. Sometimes you just don't get
You're probably not the only one that felt like that. You know what I mean? You're probably not the only one that felt like that, because it was, it was new. It was new, and it was a new direction, and it was something that you didn't see from him. And you bring this dude who literally took the stage when Prince left the stage. You know what I mean? and he held it down, and we, me and Kirk back there trying to keep the energy, the dance part of it. It's like he had a show within a show. You know what I mean? You got Prince to go off the stage for change of clothes, and here's these dudes out here. You know what I mean? And I think he trusted Tony enough to hold it down.
And he did.
He trusted all of us, I should say.
Based on that premise, let me ask you this. You said that Prince would leave to go change clothes or whatever, and Tony would just take over. Is that what we saw in the Sacrifice for Victor long form video? Because that was, that was a lot of Tony and a lot of the steals, which was great.
Exactly. Exactly. That's exactly what you saw back then. Right. I mean, he trusted that Tony, with his lyrics and his showmanship, that he was going to bring it. You know what I mean? And he knew it's a lot. You taking a brother straight from the hood who, getting on the stage that big and saying, okay, I'm going to go back and change. Let me see what you got.
Take care of business. Yeah.
And what did Tony do? I ain't scared. I'm doing this. You had me and Kurt right behind him, like, all right, bro, it's on you. We got the energy.
Yeah, man. You guys are the thing. I look at it now. You guys kind of kept Prince, or at least showed Prince was still connected. And I'm using my words. Y'all can figure out what I'm saying. You connected to the streets in a way. The same way when he had Jerome, Wally, and Brooks up there, it was like, to me, I look at it like, yeah, I'm a super duper pop star. I'm huge, but there's the element. I still got my boys. I'm still connected to, you know what I'm saying? The same way, like the time, what that did for Prince, you guys were you were just okay, this is the hip hop world. It's a new generation, but I still got my brothers. They still here on stage. You know what I'm saying? So it added that, like, I'm not that far out. I ain't that far gone.
Right.
Still connected.
Right.
So that's why.
Yeah. I mean, and we, we all go back to the hood, So us coming along and we got, and there was times we sit down and had conversation with him. We're like, yeah, man. And he go to talking about something. We're like, oh yeah, man. So and so and so. He goes, y'all know them too? Oh man, and then so he felt at home with us, bro. I mean, it was just, it's like, okay, so I got some real brothers in here from where I grew up at, so we trying to do this, and vice versa. We were like, yo, dude, we ready to throw this down. We've been waiting since '84 when you didn't take us on tour.
Right.
We got the what we used to call back in the day when we were doing the, cat fight, the psych. We got that a couple times.
Psych.
Brother, y'all ready to go on the road? Y'all ready to go? Y'all ready to go? Psych. Wow. Like, for real, dude. Like when Jerome and Wally and Brooks went, that was supposed to be me, Tony, and Kurt. You didn't think we saw that? That was a slap in the face, dude. We were like, well, and we knew Jerome from, we went to school with Jerome. We all went to high school together. And so,
talk about the connections,
man. Yeah. We saw that and was like, dude, we went down. There used to be a restaurant downtown called Nankins. It was a Chinese restaurant. They served this big ass thing called the Wonders Punch. Joker was huge.
What was it called again?
Wonders Punch.
No, the name of the restaurant.
It was Nankins.
You said there was Asian people?
Yeah, it was like an Asian restaurant.
Was that like in the north side or something?
Oh, it was downtown Minneapolis. It was right across the street. Well, now it's got Block C or whatever, Block D, but it's across the street. But it was they was on the first floor. Everybody and their mama used to go down there and have one of these Wonder Punches. And this joker was so big, they had like 8 or 9 different liquors in it. All right. Damn. And they were huge, brother. They was huge. And we went down and each one of us had one of those when we found out we wasn't going on the road. I can't believe he did it again.
I would love to hear that conversation.
We were talking shit. Hey, no, you ain't gotta hear it. Look, I can tell you, we were talking shit. That nigga did that shit to us again, man. We gotta come up with our own shit.
Yeah.
And that's basically that. At that time, we started putting together the band stuff. That's when we thought, okay, that brother don't see us, so we gotta do something different. You know what I mean? Because we had been doing all this dance from 84 up to like 88. And we done got passed over for Purple Rain. We done got passed over for Parade. All that. Like Love Sexy. We got passed over. We like, okay, so we need to start putting together a band and do our own thing. And that's when we came up with, the MPLS thing.
When you say it like that and you give the history, it puts it all in a whole different light. Like, yeah, you was around you was supposed to be on all them tours and just didn't work out. That's crazy. Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. He put us to work. Like, we did Purple Rain. We got the opportunity to be in that. Then when the release of Purple Rain came out, we got the opportunity to go to Hollywood. Mm-hmm. We thought we were going to be going to the premiere of the movie. Then he got there, and it was like, hey, man, we ain't got enough tickets to take y'all to the movie part of it, but y'all going to perform. So we did what was it, Erotic City?
Yeah.
We did Erotic City at the after party. And people thought we were singing that song, and we were lip syncing. Okay? All these celebrities there, they're like, man, when is that coming out? We like, you need to ask Prince. They don't know when that's coming out. Wow. And we wind up doing that, and then got back to town. A couple things went on. We didn't hear from him. Then they had us come out and do some little party dance stuff, and we were doing dance stuff around the city quite a bit, like every place. And when they started doing all these other videos, it was like we'd get called to come do, we need y'all to come do this, and we need y'all to come do that, which was fine because they was paying us on the spot when we showed up to do our stuff.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So
you did like the Madhouse.
Madhouse 10, Madhouse 13, Glam Slam, the video, all of that, So we were still doing work with them, but we were, kind of trying to do our own thing as well. So we stayed busy. He kept us around, and we just kept saying, stay hard-headed, stay busy, Maybe the brother will get a chance. And then when we did, like I said, I think the thing that triggered him and got him a little more interested in us was when we did a holiday party for a local radio station, KMOJ. And they asked us to, bring our band and put on a show, and we did. We came out, the group was MPLS. We like lit that place up. I posted some videos from some of that a while back on Facebook and stuff, and people was like, oh my God, who is that? And when did y'all do that? It's like, that was right before we signed to get in his band. You know what I mean? That we was, he came down and he had Robin Powers with him.
Oh, okay.
And had her come up on stage, and she tried to I don't know if he was trying to test us to see how we would do it for something distracted, but it didn't phase us. It didn't phase us at all, dude. She came up on stage, did her little, what she was known for, and we like, on out of here. And once she finished, we jumped back in and finished the show, and he's like, I need y'all to come out to Paisley and blah, blah, blah. We're like, okay. You know what I mean?
Well, that's, and I don't know if you can speak on it or not. During this period, was he like really cool? Was Prince and Kirk like real cool already? Like, would he invite him or
what? Before
you guys signed, like, aside for you guys doing your own thing and not necessarily working, was Kirk and Prince cool already and kind of kicking in a little bit?
No, we all came in at the same time. I think Kirk was. I'm not trying to say Kirk's not short. Kirk's like 5'11", and Prince, with the heels on, probably 4'11", whatever. But they seem to have a good chemistry with each other, so he was always cool. I mean, but individually, everybody had their own kind of way with how you were with him. So, like I said, I was the one that kind of joked around a lot, or made people laugh or whatever. And so he made a comment to me one day once we were at the end of that stint being with him. He's like, you ought to go do comedy. I'm like, you gonna help me? Like, dude, I'm gonna go do comedy. Like what? And like, I'm gonna go out to Hollywood and say, hey man, I used to be with Prince. Can I do comedy? Like, what? He told me I should do comedy. I'm looking at him like, dude, like, why do you think I'm funny like that? You always joking at practice, rehearsal. Like, okay.
Why you do that? Is that how you talking?
Yeah, like, you're always doing something funny at rehearsal. Like, so okay. You know. But yeah, him and Kirk was pretty cool. I mean, it was, you know, and I think that's just personally, everybody had a different, you know, relationship with him. You know what I mean? Tony's was a little different, Kirk different, Levi obviously was like the man who was, you know, whenever Prince would go out of town for something and we need to keep rehearsal going, Levi was the band director. He was the, you know, he would be the one that would always make sure everything was put together. So when he got back, and you know, I mean, everybody had a different relationship with him.
Got it. Speaking of relationships, and it's been a long time, and so I'm just asking from an outsider's point of view, like, have you guys maintained relationships over the years with people?
You mean like with everybody in the band?
Band, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still cool with everybody. We don't talk a whole lot, you know, and just like families, man, there's, you know, things that happen, and, you know, brothers don't talk sometimes they do, whatever, and that, you know, and I've always been outspoken about different stuff, dude, and I think I'm more the person people get a little worried. If Damon might go, oh shit, don't say that to him. Don't let Damon say goddamn real shit. Look, but I'm just real. I'm just sorry. I mean, I don't sugarcoat shit. I'm not gonna be that person. I'm, you know, it's like having family. I got 3 sisters. 2 of them I don't fuck with.
Man.
Because they just don't grasp that you can't be drama all the damn time. You know what I mean? And it's the same thing with the brothers. I mean, I'm more in touch with Kurt than I am Tony. Okay. And Tony don't talk a whole lot at all. You know what I mean? Give or take some things that happen, and I just, you know, feel like, you know, brothers need to, you know, come forward with all the shit and let's stop all the bullshit. You want to have a conversation with me? Come have a conversation with me. You know what I mean? I have my feelings about where we are with all the stuff. I was a part of that MPG thing that they were doing after Prince passed, and then got told, you know, they wanted me to sit out for a minute and all that. And I was like, okay, so what are we doing this for? And, you know, what I got from it was like, really, you're letting a promoter tell you who you can and cannot have, or are y'all just coming up with this on your own? You know what I mean? So for me, it's like, I wouldn't let somebody tell me who I can and cannot have in a group of the original people that we're supposed to have. I don't feel that. If a promoter don't have the nerve to tell you, well, you know, if your configuration's a little smaller, we could use you. Well, then you don't really want the real thing.
Exactly.
In my opinion.
Exactly.
In my opinion, you know, you're sitting there doing that. Now, maybe it wasn't the promoters. Maybe it was people that was in charge and doing stuff. These brothers that we all go into this with, maybe they felt like they wanted more money. I don't know. It could have been anything. But I got asked to sit out, and they went on and did their little stuff, and they made a a patch with me that if we did more of these in a row instead of one-off, we'll have you out. Well, shortly after that, there was a concession of shows that was being done, and I didn't get called, and I was going, okay, so what happened to your word? So at that point, I had to really make up my mind. Is it worth me putting in that battle to try to stay with something that people don't see me as? I'm a dancer. I'm a choreographer. I'll do background vocals. I'll do vocals if you ask me to. I can't say that I'm not a McKenzie who's lead singer for them right now. I'm not, you know, somebody that really out here just trying to show that I got pipes, but I can damn hold my fucking own, period. I'll just put it that way. Absolutely. And, you know, I don't, you know, but it's what it is when it comes down to that time and trying to do stuff. It's like, you know, I have a love for being on stage. My energy is what people like when they watch me perform. My energy level. If you go back and watch some of the stuff that I've did, even with the you know, after Prince passed and being with them, my energy, dude. When I come to the stage, that's what I'm coming to do, is bring that energy, so people could have something to look at. If somebody's just gonna sing and walk back and forth across the stage, and you're not doing anything to keep me interested, I can listen to your shit in my car. I can listen to your album in the crib. I want to see something. That's why I was like, I like rappers, but y'all don't do anything to keep me engaged. You can sit here and spit all these dope lyrics you want. But if I come to your concert and I done paid $200 and something to see you walk back and forth across the stage and go, nigga, that ain't doing it for me. That is not doing it for me.
Where am I getting
at? I need to see more than that.
I feel you.
Oh yeah,
that's why I like the old school rappers. Yeah, like Big Daddy Kane used to be
old school. Tell me about it. Like, I went to see Heavy D.
Okay. Boys, yeah.
And they had Warren G, Heavy D, and somebody else was on thing. Warren G and all them guys came out, and I was sitting in this chair. And I'm here with the girl that I was with at the time. She's jumping up and down in the house. And I'm like, ain't doing nothing but walking back and forth across the stage. Heavy D walked out. From the time he came out on the stage, and this is what, for me, it's like, I need visual. That brother came out, and that shit went on from the time he came out from the back, and then when he walked out, he boom, boom, cut. And I was like, oh, now I'm up.
Yeah, the party.
Like, now this is what I came to see. You know what I mean? And so for me, it's like a visual. I need to see you doing something to keep me engaged. So I always said, when I'm gonna be on stage, I want to, carry the same energy I had back when I was with Prince. Okay, when he tell me, it's like him hyping me up, pulling me out to the front and then go for it. That's what I want to be. You know what I mean? So it was a lot. So I had to change my directions of what I wanted to be, man. It's like I love performing. Would have loved to be still doing stuff, but a monkey wrench got thrown in that, and I don't know why. Maybe because I'm a little bit too outspoken. I don't know.
No, damn that. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Look, you were there. You are a part of the MPG. So this bullshit about, well, you need to say out this one, and they bring in people who aren't of the MPG. If I'm the promoter, I want the MPG. Okay, I don't want the MPG and Melvin. No, I want the MPG, and that means you. So that's bullshit, man. Yeah, that's bullshit.
Well, I mean, Big Sexy, to your credit, I appreciate it, man. But a lot of it comes down to who you have in there running things. Sometimes for me, I don't know who was in charge of what, trying to say what or whatever, but when it was asked of me, I was being a team player, which is what I was asked to be. And I'm like, okay, if that's what's going to help keep us going, keep us busy, then I'm willing to take that step back. But I don't want to feel like, and then, we fast forwarding through all of that. And it's like being told that, well, we can do a show. We can't do a show if we don't have a bass player, guitar player, horn players and blah, 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 but we can do a show without having you there. So basically you're
like that.
You're not as essential as the other guys. And I'm like, wow, okay, that was my eye opener. And I just went, okay, well, you know what? I have to know when my battle with this stuff, this is not my battle no more. I can't, as much as I want to be there, as much as I love to be performing, as much as that means, me, I can't do that with people. I just can't. I'm going to say what I need to say to you and tell you that you're full of shit, but I'm going to step away from it and let y'all have your space and still try to give you that respect, because that's something, I can't, I don't want to be disrespectful to nobody, but I also don't want to feel like I was disrespected. You know what I mean? And so when that all came down to me, I didn't get any feedback from the brothers I was in that with. I didn't get.
That's where that's the offense right there. That's
basically,
at least keep it a buck with you and say, yo, actually, man, we can't do it just because this is the money. We done made this choice, whoop, 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 and then we're gonna stand on that. But I can understand, like, yeah, I'm an original member. Like, how do you? Yeah, I get it, man. It
And
sucks. I just wish my brothers could work that out, man.
hey, you know,
Way bigger than this.
still doing shows. They're still doing shows, regardless of what anybody feels. They're still doing shows. They're still, you know, they're still out there playing the music and doing what they need to do. For me, it was just disheartening for me because I felt like, like nobody had your back, so to speak. You know what I mean? It's like, well, man, maybe we need to talk about this. I said no, because had that have been one of y'all and somebody said that to you, I'd be telling that person like, no, nigga, don't be talking like that to him, or whatever. But that's not how life is, and that's not how people get. As we get older and things happen in life, man, and I'm always say this to people: stay visually listening to what people reactions and how they act, how they carry themselves. Stay visually listening. You don't have to hear the words. Stay visually listening, because if you pay attention, you'll see exactly what they're saying. So I had to track myself back and go, well, they ain't lying. They can do a show without me, and they'll still play the music, and the people are still gonna come see that show. Don't matter, as long as they got the ones that did the music. That be the keyboard players, the bass players, the drummers, the singers, the horn players, you name it. So visually, you really don't care what you see, as long as you see certain people that give you that we still got them. You know what I mean? So that's what I had to retract myself on and go back to. It's like when I was with Prince and we were the new power generation, not the MPG, the new power generation. And the MPG is two different things for me. The new power generation is the original cats. MPG was anything after we left, because he kept bringing it on like Parliament Funkadelic. We can interchange all these people. See? So for me, it was like, I had to go back to that. It's like, well, when I was with Prince, did he let me write? No. Did he let me play? Yeah, I played, tambourine here and there, and we did a little drum thing on Live for Love one time, and, but that was it. Did I get a chance to write lyrics? No, I did not. Did I get a chance to sit down and create the music and we all have an input? No, I did not. So I had to understand what was being told to me back then and go, I get it. I get where y'all coming from. More power to you. Nothing but love for you. But don't disrespect me when somebody asks you why I'm not there. Don't say, oh, well, he had other things going on, because that's a lie. And that's what I think got some of them guys in their feelings about how I was, because I said that. And I'm like, I'm not stupid, and I'm not going to play the game with you. Tell them when they come ask me, hey, how come you weren't at so-and-so? Well, they made a decision not to use me. If you don't want the truth, don't ask me. Because I'm not that cat, I love all your brothers. I'm not gonna stop, but I can't say that, I'm gonna be,
Nah, man, we feel you. The thing is, Prince didn't put, again, I'm just as a fan saying this, from the way the songs and the way the bands and things were presented to us, it didn't seem like it was on some tier system. Everybody was in the band. That's what I'm saying from the fans' perspective.
Yeah.
Everyone did their thing. You got some spotlight time, you got some, but it didn't feel like, oh, he's more essential or she's more essential to what's going on. The essential thing is Prince, and y'all respecting his music and performing on a high level.
Yeah.
So I just want to say that to say is that that's how we, the fans, view this.
Right.
Into us. So when I hear this kind of conversation, it bewilders me, because I'm like, I get what they're saying, but that's not how it was presented to us.
Yeah.
It's presented to us that all y'all's a group. The same way with the revolution or something.
Yeah.
It's presented as if it's a group.
Yeah.
There's a Wendy, there's a Dr. Fink, but you got to have all of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So this band, I would say it's even more important, because essentially y'all was a black band.
Okay. And he said that when we were with him, he said, well, this is the first time you got all black band, like all black band. Everybody's, it's different, and plus we're doing that element of the hood.
Yeah, right. So it means something totally different. That's what it really is to me. Like, I'm making a stance to let y'all know yeah, I'm still connected to where I'm from, and I got my peoples from the neighborhood is in the band. I got Sonny T.
Yeah.
I got da-da-da-da, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
And
it is what it is, though, brother. And that's, you know, I mean, you move forward. My guy ain't here no more, and everybody wants to get out there and play his music and do what they got to do to, you know, keep this thing alive. And that's all good and dandy, but it's, you know, you can't. There's things you can't do to people, and you got to remember when you're doing stuff like that, it's like, what are you doing it for? Are you doing it for this, or are you doing it because you still have a love for what you love to do and honoring that person that put you in that position? What are you doing it for? You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like you say you're doing it for the fans. Well, the fans want to see the original people. If the fans could see that original band from Glam Slam, trust me, they'd come out for that. Yeah, but when y'all start dwindling it down to, you know, wherever it's at, that's, I mean, for me, it's like, you know, the ones that still go to see the show is just because they love the music. Now, they still might have a couple of people in there that they love to see performing, but what is that show like now? I don't know. I haven't seen anything.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, the fans gonna show up because we got a love for Prince. That's why we're here.
Exactly.
So they're gonna show up. You could put anything out if it's that's a part of this is from Prince. Oh, I gotta have it.
Right.
But if you're the one putting that out and you know that, because you know we're gonna come regardless.
Yeah.
Then you got to also know that too. We're gonna come regardless, but we stickler for the details.
Yeah.
You know, that's what we fell in love with, all the pieces of it. We want to experience the whole thing. Now we get to experience. That's why, you know, so I think it's a testament to the thing that you did with Eric and the people came out just to show. Yeah. We value Damon.
And that's for me, that was humbling for me because I've through the last few years, I really was in a bad place where I felt like, man, these dudes didn't want to use me. Fuck them niggas, man. And I was in this rut. You know what I mean? Because I wanted to perform and I felt like I got kicked in my gut, you know, and especially from someone that, you know, people that I thought I was really, really close to. And then I was like, okay, you know what? Went on a hiatus. There was some times I'm posting stuff and I was saying stuff to people, and somebody had said something on one of my posts when I made a comment about, you know, not being essential or whatever. And they're like, well, you're essential. Then I said, hey, so understand, I'm not saying this to hear no sympathy, because you have to understand where I'm at. I had to get process in my head that I'm no longer that with them. Going to Eric's thing really humbled me even more, because these people paid money to come see me.
Right.
And I felt the love coming from that. And I thought to myself, wow, this is, you know, the whole time. And you know, if you ever get a chance to talk to him, you can ask him. I was like, I was emotional the whole time I was there, because I was just like, I can't believe these people paid for a dinner to come sit with me and just talk. I can't believe these people met me at a bar and they just all walked. Everybody that walked in, I took a picture with everybody. Go watch a film and everybody's like, this is the first time you've seen it too? Like, yeah, they're going, oh my God. It's like, oh, we just love you. And da-da-da-da. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, wow, I was blown away, dude. Just blown away. And for me, it's like these people never had a chance to come up to Minnesota and under the celebration stuff. There was maybe 2 people that I actually recognized that actually came up here for a celebration. The other people were people that don't really get a chance to come up here for that. And that was a beautiful thing, dude. From an 83-year-old to a 26-year-old.
Wow.
who had never seen Prince outside of a video. You know what I mean? So it was humbling, and I just was like, okay. So I have to open my eyes and say, yes, these people showed me love that I didn't really feel coming from people that I was in this with. You know what I mean? Got a couple videos from some people that were like Jelly Bean, St. Paul Peterson, Kirk, Matt Fink, all wishing me well. And then Tony sent a video as well. You know, and I afterwards, the next day I was talking to Eric and I said, hey, appreciate you having them dudes, call in for that. He said, well, man, I just wanted them to, know about your thing. I said, brother, so as much as I appreciate that, if they really saw, because I posted it on Facebook that I was going to do this stuff. It was all over Facebook. There ain't nobody that didn't see that. So for me, it was like, if these people really wanted to say something to me, how come they didn't call me personally? Y'all got my phone number to say, hey, bro, heard you doing this thing, man. It sounds good. That's right up your alley, blah, blah, blah. I got one call from one person before I did that, and that was Kurt. The other people were just because Eric called them and asked them to make this video, which is fine. At the same time, for me, it's like, I mean, I know these cats, but they ain't calling me. They ain't, So
well, you know how, I get what you're saying, man. I guess you got to be careful of if you want to go down that rabbit hole in your mind, or if you want to just take the blessing. And it is what it is. You know how people are. You know what I mean? So.
And I like I said, I told Eric, I said it was nice of you to have these people call and do that stuff. It's really beautiful. The people that were there, they don't know that Eric hadn't done it. They thought these people were like, oh my God, they actually called to wish Damon this. And then me and Jerome talk pretty much every week. And he had called me before I went to go do it. And he, was the only other person outside of Kirk that said, hey man, I know you're getting ready to go do this thing. Well, he called while I was doing the dance class and the people freaked out. They were like, oh my God, Jerome. I'm like, I went to school with the dude. Yeah, I know Jerome. So that was exciting for them. And, and for me, it was like a blessing because, me and Jerome go back quite a few years. So, it was, like I said, it was just one of them things that humbled me a little more. And I just like, you know what? I may not never get a chance to step on that stage to do that stuff with the people I came down this with. But, the memory that I carry that'll be for that stuff is what I did back when I was a part of the NPG. No, the new power generation. That's what I'll keep in mind. The NPG stuff, I can't erase it, but I'm trying to keep that away from any of my thoughts anymore because it's like, that wasn't a good time for me.
All right. Well, we'll end that on that, just and then to say,
I'm still mad.
No, you can be mad, but I want to make sure that
there ain't nothing to be mad at, Sexy. I'm telling you, ain't nothing to be mad at, brother. People make choices and they make a decision what's going to be best for them. You know what I mean? And I can't knock them for making a decision that they feel is better for them. Then hey, more power to it. They write the music, brother. They create, they write, they play it. They deserve all the accolades for that stuff, dude. What am I? I just sit up there and dance and do a little background vocal and play some little.
That's not how we get down though. We stand on principle.
No.
You know what I'm saying? So
I'm part of the team, man. Period.
That's not what life is though, brother. Y'all got to remember. Think about that.
That's
how life is.
You're right. You are right.
Yeah.
I guess it's like I just said.
Yeah.
And salute to Tony. Salute to Kurt. Salute to Morris Hayes. Salute to Sonny T, Rosie, Tommy Barbarella.
Yes, sir.
We still love them all. You know what I'm saying? Y'all just have to. That's family business. You share a little bit of family business. But that's for family to solve. You dig? So just like if you were speaking on your brothers or somebody, you can call them all of this and that, but I can't. That's not my. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No. I get it. And I'm not. Like I said, I don't have any hate toward any of it. I don't feel. I don't feel like I got treated right. But at the same time, these are talented people, man. They've been doing this shit for years, man. And the fans love coming to see them play and whatever they're doing. And I commend that. I'd like, go ahead and do what you got to do, be that, So moving forward, man, it's like, I'm trying to do some different things. I'm going to see where things go. There might be a time I disappear off Facebook for a while. Nobody will hear from me. At that point, hopefully I got my shit together and doing some other stuff. I don't know.
Okay. Just switch gears real quick and then we'll wrap things up. there's been a number of auctions that have been going on where people are auctioning Prince memorabilia or Prince items, clothing, different things. I don't think I've ever asked anybody that was connected with Prince about this. I'm curious if you're aware of this, and what are your thoughts on these sort of items being auctioned off?
Well, I mean, it depends on what it is and what people are doing. You know, I've heard some stories, and I've heard stories. Some people that were part of the situation back in the day, and they were on hardship time, and they sold all their stuff or whatever. I mean, I even thought about selling mine because I just feel like, you know, it was something I used to do, you know, and it doesn't bring me joy no more, you know.
Why would you say that?
Because it doesn't bring me, I mean, the only joy I have from that, man, is the memories that I had of doing it back then. Anything after I left that and moving forward to now, I mean, like I said, dude, I got punched in the gut, and I feel like I had to get told that you weren't essential, and then had to think about when I was back then, did I do any of the things that they said? Right, you're right. I didn't play the music. I didn't write the lyrics. I didn't create it. So there's no lies being detected in none of it. So for me, it was like, I wanted, you know, I had gold records and stuff. You know, my name is on it as being a participant. I was at a radio station in Kentucky, and the DJ was like, yeah, so I see that you wrote, you know, you had writer's credit on so-and-so song. And I'm going, who are you talking to? Like, you got the right information? And he's like, yeah. He said, just, I'm reading it right here, and it says that you had writer's credit on Call the Law and da-da-da-da-da and whatever. I was like, no, I ain't seen no money from that. So for me, yeah, I've seen people selling stuff, and I go, you know, I don't have any ties to it anymore. The person that brought me on ain't here no more. If I keep anything, I'll keep the one thing that was a memory for me, and that was having the plaque for, you know, the diamond and pearls. Okay. Anything else, it really doesn't mean anything to me anymore, you know? So like I said, I know some people that were selling some of their stuff, and they may have fell on some hardship times, and it was like, okay, well, I'm getting rid of this and I'm getting rid of that, and I got a lot of this or whatever. And that's what I've been witnessing from hearing, like you said, people that were, you know, auctioning off their stuff. But you have to be careful if it's, you know, who you getting it from. Who are you getting this stuff from? Because anybody could go out here and make a replica of certain things.
That's what you're saying.
You know, if it ain't coming straight from the horse's mouth, then you probably shouldn't be buying it. You know, just because you want something that says Prince in your Prince collection. Cave, right? You know, I mean, hey, who knows? I might be in the market to sell my shit someday. Anybody interested? Let me know. You got my email address. Hit me up on Facebook, but make sure you got some money.
Purse first.
Money first.
I like that.
Big Sexy, you got anything else? Lord.
Yeah. One last thing. I want to go back to MPLS. So how did you guys get the song on the 1-800 New Funk compilation? How'd that come about?
Well, that's a different MPLS.
Oh,
that's not me, Tommy, and Kurt.
Okay. Okay.
That's a different, and from my understanding, there's a group running around now here. I think they call themselves MPLS. So I don't know. Yeah, but that 1-800 Funk thing, that wasn't unless I'm missing something, unless Tony and Kurt did have something to do with that I didn't know about.
Okay.
Now you're gonna have me go look, Big Sexy. You're gonna have me go look up the credits on there and see who. I'm gonna go look now.
Man, Damon, Anything else we want to get into?
Oh man, I'm good, man. Listen, if anybody, I mean, I got all these darn T-shirts that I'm trying to get rid of. Anybody want a Day Wear T-shirt? $25, white with purple writing. You got Day across the front, and then a big emblem thing, circle thing in the back with DDW EST 1960, which was the year I was born, because I'm an old motherfucker.
Okay.
But I got some T-shirts for sale. They $25 if anybody want to get hold of that. Or I got a few of these left. I'm gonna try to get rid of them before I up and get some new ones. I think I'm gonna stick to a certain color that I think people like, because I realize now it's like having a rainbow color of picture too. Some people like some colors and some people like So gonna stick to the typical black, white, red, greens, and blues. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You know what I mean? I had a guy hit me up I had a yellow one, which I was going to keep, and he wanted it. I was like, oh, shit. I should have hit that motherfucker. That yellow one, man. Yellow look good on a dark ass nigga.
Hilarious. Oh, I know what I wanted to ask you to tie into that.
Yeah, no, that shirts and hats for $25. If you buy one of both, like a hat and a shirt, $45. I just charge you for the shipping.
Okay. Where can they find that at?
You can hit me up on my inbox, man, on Facebook, on Messenger or whatever, because I don't have a thing set up, but I do have, a payment plan thing, or payment thing that they can go through to, pay to buy it. And I ship it out myself. You personally getting it sent from me. So
with love.
That's what it is. It'll be with love.
This is the last thing I wanted to ask you. In the Sexy MF video, at the beginning, they're playing cards, and they get into they start roasting, capping stuff. I was curious, did things like that actually happen? And was Prince ever trying to get his jokes in? And could you count on him?
He did get his jokes in. He would come with some little cap stuff. He had his little thing. But when we got really heavy in there, he'd be backing up like, and say something about my mama. We might fight, but we joked all the time. There was always some crazy shit going on. I mean, we did everything from they were playing cards for money. We used to roll dice for money.
Y'all was throwing dice?
Oh, nigga, who got a towel?
Larry.
Who got a towel? Come on in here. We're gonna get spanked. You do. Yeah, we were shooting dice on the road, bro. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We did it all. He didn't shoot no dice with us, but he would talk mess in a heartbeat, and it was jokes getting played all the way around everywhere.
So he wasn't off limits to.
Oh no. But the only thing he was off limits, I remember us having a water fight, and I think we were in London, and we had a chance to really get this brother wet, because he always had the bodyguard with him, so they always were plotting, and they would always figure out ways to get us before we get there, whatever. So this particular time, the brother was, we came in and we had set it up. We had got some super soakers. We were getting ready to get him. This nigga go right behind the bodyguard, run into his car, and we had a clear shot at this brother. And I want to say it was Kirk that had the clear shot. And he was and he stopped me and said, man, don't get my hair wet. Then he was looking.
Look, I'm fucking around.
And then he was go there and shoot him, man. You got the shot. Oh, nigga, you gonna let him get in the car? Yeah, we used to. Yeah, we did a bunch of little crazy stuff every now and then on the stuff, man. It was, it was always something going on, man.
I love it, man.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, listen, Damon, man, as usual, this one is up there, the upper echelons of podcasts that we did. Thank you so much, man. Just thank you. Thanks for everything you do, man. Everything.
Yeah, man. Big Sexy, it was nice meeting you, brother.
Hey, brother, thank you. It was great meeting you. And again, like Mike said, we appreciate the hell out of you. Thanks for coming out, man. And we got your back here, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. You sitting there looking like Michael Bland. Got that Michael Bland on his voice and all that.
That's my boy too, man. That's my
look
dog.
here, Mike's my guy, dude. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So that's a compliment, you know.
Big man with a big beat, man. Thank you. Oh yes.
Right, big man with a big beat. That's right. I used to call him Thunderfoot.
Seriously.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for riding with us today. And like I always ask, if you can join the Patreon, get involved that way, help support the show. Also, go and visit Damon on his Facebook page and pick up one of them T-shirts, hats. Shoot, I'm gonna have to get me one of them hats so I can rock it during the show. You said day, huh?
I'll send you a message so you can see what I got left.
Okay. Absolutely.
I mean, this one will go in there too, but I'm just rocking it because I was, wearing red today. So
okay, well, I don't want the sweaty one.
This ain't sweaty. See, this is what I'm talking about. You can't bring niggas nowhere, right? No damn way. He got the.
I don't want the one from back in the day with all the sweat, Jerry curl juice, done line the edges of that motherfucker.
Jerry curl juice, bro. You from the same company I am, bald. Look, let's not start none, right?
I ain't got
nothing to do with
it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, work it like a job. We're gonna see you next time. Peace.
All right, brother.
All right. There you go. Peace. Man, that was a good one, man.
Got no sense, man.
All good, bro. All good.